What is going on, guys? We are back for the finale of our Pokemon Omega Ruby Chesslocke. In the last one, you guys, we defeated Wally, and we are now here in the Victory Road, in the place where we're going to become mortalized forever. So, what we need to do, we have our true squad up here. We are leading with our Rook, our Hariyama with Guts and Lumberry. What I'm hoping is they're gonna lead with Mightyena, and then they're gonna go for Swagger. When they go for Swagger, I can use Lumberry, and now I'm +1 and can start arm thrusting everything else in the team. The one thing that I'm a little concerned about, though, is that there are a couple of Pokemon that have super effective moves other than the Mightyena when we're talking about Sydney, but I think Arm Thrust should be able to get us through, although I think there might be a situation where we need to switch out, which is why we also have our Knight, our Mightyena, with Intimidate, holding the Rocky Helmet, so we're going to be able to kind of eat up those physical, you know, there's going to be Psycho Cut from Absol, there's going to be Psycho Cut from, what's it called? Yeah, there's Psycho Cut from Absol, there's Extra Sensory from Shiftry, so we're gonna have a couple moves that we can actually kind of stop things right in their tracks. Rocky Helmet will give us a little bit of chip damage. We can Rock Smash our way down the rest of the way. And if we need to, we also have Manectric holding Manectricite that we can Mega Evolve and get a second Intimidator off and start Thunderbolting, Flamethrowing, all that good stuff. The remainder of our team, though, our pawn here is probably not going to be very useful in this particular gym. Psychic, Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, and Thunder Wave. We do have the Quick Claw, so we can Thunder Wave things if we get to a last resort situation, but this is not the Pokemon for this gym, for this particular first fight, but will actually probably be decent in the second one, so at least hopefully anyway. Then we have our King, our Swampert with Earthquake, Waterfall, Surf, and Ice Beam. This is really going to be like a red button kind of situation at the end. I don't think that I'm going to want to be playing too many games with Swampert here in the Elite Four. I'm going to want to be using our Queen if we need to, because she is also a water type, and that means that we have Surf and Ice Beam on both Pokemon. And so really Swampert is just when I need physical attacks, and Melodic is going to be when we need a special one. It also has the Mystic Water, so it actually has better, even stronger special attacking stat. So that's sort of kind of what we're rocking out with. I'm hoping this Hariyama lead works out, but let's just get right into it, see what we can do. So I'm hoping the Lumberry strategy works. This is such a cool entrance, by the way. Can I just say that? But of course, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you guys are hyped for this one. This is the one that we've all been waiting for, right? This is the one that, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Okay, let's get out of here. Keep going. This scene always reminded me of like the Tomb Raider games, like the remake ones. Like playing through those games, it reminds me of like where you go into for that boss battle on that island. Like I think in the first game, yeah. Welcome, Challenger. I'm Sydney of the Elite Four. Yeah, let's get it. Now, this guy is hyper offense, right? So, what I am hoping for is that we're going to be able to take advantage of that swagger that's going on. And let's see what we can do. All right, Sydney. We have our super effective matchup right away as well with Hariyama. This is really where I was considering bringing Altaria and just Mega Evolving that, but then we would have lost Manectric for the rest of the game, and that would have been a real problem. So let's see what we can do here. They're going to be -1 off of this Intimidate. Yep. But we are going to hopefully get Swaggered here, and then Arm Thrust. Goes for Swagger. Perfect. So now we're +2. Now we're +2. That confusion, eat that berry. Now we're +1 going for Arm Thrust. And this should just do a ton. Yeah, 3 shots right away, and so now we're actually +1 out of this situation, and we knocked out the first Pokemon. So very, very nice start. Shiftry comes out. Now, Shiftry does have extra sensory. I do have better special defense than physical defense. So I think I'm just going to arm thrust here. Goes for fake out, that's fine. We're just going to go for arm thrust. You're going to go... Ooh, doesn't go for extra sensory. And then we don't get a crit, so we're still under 50%. And a 3-shot. Oh no, we only get the 2-shot here. We only get the 2-shot, and the dog is coming out with toys. Do I think he's gonna heal? I'm gonna go for the heal. Yeah, the full restore. So now if we get 3, we do get a knockout here. So all we had to deal with was a Leaf Blade and a Fake Out when this thing definitely had other threats, and a critical hit right away. Perfect. So that was a 2-shot. We're good. Okay. Absol's gonna come in right away. I think here is where I need to switch out. And I think here I switch into our Knight. I get the Intimidate drop off, and I get the Rocky Helmet damage. If you go for anything else. I think this is the one that I need to be careful with. Yeah, Psycho Cut doesn't affect. And then I can Rock Smash here. And even though Slash will hurt, that was a crit. Rocky Helmet into Rock Smash is gonna also hurt you. Yeah. So do I think I'm gonna get crit again? Probably not. But this Slash will help. That's a second critical hit. Oh my goodness. This dog is just something else. Something else. Okay. Anyways. Sharpedo here. I would love to be able to switch here into something else. Although I think at this point, pretty much anything is going to hurt. There's Crunch, Poison Fang, Aqua Jet, and Slash. So this is just straight offense. This is straight offense. Sharpedo. I honestly think there's a conversation to be had. That this is when we click the button for the king here. Yeah. Yeah, I think I gotta do it. And it's Rough Skin on this one, so I'm actually gonna want a special move. Maybe I go to Swamp. Maybe I go to Manectric here. And then when I Mega Evolve, I'm faster, right? I should be faster than this anyways, but... There's Slash. And it doesn't actually do a lot and we get static right away, which is really, really good. Because now I don't even think I need to Mega Evolve. I think that now I can just Thunderbolt. And then there's Cacturne in the back. Cacturne's the last Pokemon, which should be slow, and I should be able to just Flamethrower this. So we don't even need to use Mega Evolution. So we're good. And we avoid Spiky Shield. Alright. So, pretty smooth first one here. Pretty smooth first one. We will take that W. And then we got Phoebe coming up next. So Phoebe is going to be a whole new set of challenges. Hariyama is not going to be very good in this next one. So Hariyama is not the play. So let's put the expert back. Expert belt? Let's put the black belt back on Hariyama. In this next one, it is straight Dusclops, Bayonet, Sableye, Bayonet, Dusknoir. So Shadow Ball here is definitely going to be the play. I do have to deal with Confuse Ray off the lead Dusclops. But I think Mightyena is something that I can just go out into right away. And I think Mightyena with Black Glasses is probably just all I need in this gym, right? Gym. After that, I think we're good. We'll just Max Potion up here on everybody. I don't think there's any real major adjustments that I need to make for anybody on the team. I could put taunt and force. Ooh, yeah, I think taunt's actually gonna be useful. Taunt's gonna be useful because I can taunt the Dusclope, and I can taunt everything because everything is slower than Mighty Anna, right? Everything is slower than Mighty Anna. So if I can... Toxic could be useful. Is Snarl a TM? Snarl's a TM, right? I don't want to get rid of something that I can't add back. Yeah. Snarl's a TM though, right? I'm not going crazy. Snarl. Where are you at? Yeah, so many TMs that we have. Okay. Is Snarl not a TM? Am I going crazy? Bulk up? Haunt. I can get rid of Toxic if I need to. But I definitely don't want to be getting rid of Bite. I was convinced that Snarl was a TM. That's extremely interesting. Okay. So, if that's the case, I am gonna need Taunt, and I don't think that's avoidable. Do I have another Dark-type move that I could just teach instead? There's Thief. So I can put Thief on afterwards. But I don't think anyone's holding items in this, though. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of Toxic. Toxic's gonna have to go here. But I think it's too important to keep Snarl and Bite for the rest of the run. And that's Thief anyway. That's not even, what are we doing out here? Taunt? Okay. So Taunt here. Yep. I guess I could take the black glasses off too, and I could just, and I could put Rocky Helmet, so I only have to Shadow Punch. I'm getting some extra damage off, but I do need to be a little bit careful here. Alright. So it should be Dusclops. I think it has Curse, Confuse Ray, Future Sight, and Shadow Punch. So it's going to be forced to go for me, but there's going to be a lot of things that I'm having to, Oh, the other thing too, what's their... 53 is the new ace on this. So I can use one rare candy on everybody as well. And get up to level 53. Okay. So 53 will put us at the level of the Dust Noir. Which should give us that little bit of boost that we need. But yeah, everything on her team is looking to do some type of extracurricular activity. So, 53, 3, and we're good. Okay. So Mighty Anna's our lead. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, I do think this team really doesn't appreciate... There's one Bayonet that's special, but the rest of the team is pretty physical if I can avoid getting burned by the first Bayonet. So I actually think that maybe we keep Rocky Helmet on and don't really worry about... Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Okay. So this should hopefully get us through. Always make sure you check in the corner in this, because the Ghosty does show up, right? Of the Elite Four. I love that you get the perspective of the Ghost from this, though. It's so cool. I did my training on Mount Fire, Yep. Get it. Let's get it. Okay. So Mighty Anna here. We're taunting right away. Future Sight doesn't work on a dark type anyways, if I'm pretty sure. So we should be okay. We should be okay. You won't be able to curse. You won't be able to confuse Ray. And I've intimidated your already not great attack stat. So I taunt here always. Yep. And then now I am pretty free to just bite the rest of the way through here. Perfect. That little bit of Rocky helmet damage. We'll get that bite off again. Now, it does suck that they're using pressure, and I'm going to run out of bites here pretty shortly, but this is definitely the best approach. Taunt wore off. I knock out from here. I don't think I need to go for taunt right now. Okay. So, pretty much anything that comes in, except for Dust Noir, I always have to... Ooh, this Sableye doesn't either. Sableye I can just go for damage as well. There's no special moves on this, so I just bite this as well. It'll probably go for Fake Out, which is fine. Yep. Rocky helmet damage. And now I'm hoping to outspeed and get flinches here. Power Jam. Okay, so it did go for a special move here, but its special attack is lower than its physical attack, so we're good. Bite here, knock this out. Okay, so 2 Bandits and a Dust Noir are what's left. And Dust Noir comes out first. Okay, so I would love to get an Intimidate here. I would love to get an Intimidate here. I think what the best solution here is to go to the Bishop, Mega Evolve, and then switch back out. If it and I'm basically just choosing that it might go for Thunder Punch or whatever. And I also potentially get a paralysis out of this. Okay, went for Fire Punch, which is fine. I do this, and I probably Thunder Wave to give myself a better shot at being able to switch in without taking damage. And if I'm gonna get pressured on something, it may as well be Thunder Wave. Yep, there's the first attack drop, Thunder Wave. Okay, goes for Hex. We are gonna eat that up. We don't eat it up terribly well because of crit. But what I can do is go back out to the Knight here. And now I'm going to get a second Intimidate off. This is going to really, really dampen this Dust Noir's attack power. And Rocky Helmet damage. And I get the Paralysis, so I get in for free. And now I can Paraflinch this thing down. That was a 2-shot anyways. Goes for Hex. This is resisted. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And if I remember correctly, both Bayonets don't appreciate getting haunted. And I don't think any of them have a special attack for me. Oh my, this thing outspeeds me and goes for Will-O-Wisp. What? Okay. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. bit of a problem. I don't think it's going to be able to do much damage. But I don't think biting makes sense anymore. That either speed tide or we... I think that's speed tide. Okay. That's a huge deal that we didn't get that. Pretty much have to snarl now. So we're gonna snarl. Goes for Shadow Ball. We do eat it. Snarl will lower your special attack anyways. And now I have to switch here. I don't think there's any kind of like move that keeps you stuck. Weaken Shadow Ball. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be able to just weaken Shadow Ball. I should be able to just go to my Melodic, right? And just eat this. Okay, there's a Shadow Ball. Yeah, my Melodic just absolutely eats it. And at this point here, we just Surf. And I think Surf is probably a 2-shot on the next Bayonet as well. Although this one's gonna Toxic, go for Grudge and things like that. Can really, really hurt your power points until the end of the Elite Four run. So let's just Surf here. Get the 1-shot, we're good. Okay, so our Queen bails us out at the end here, although Mighty Anna did do a number on Obi's team. We have Glacia coming up next. The problem with Glacia's team is she has 2 ghost types to go along with 3 fighting weaknesses. And Glacia's ace is level 54. Okay, we're gonna full restore this. Max potion these 2. And the fact that we're halfway through this is really, really good. Rare candy everybody up for 1 level that we need. Wansto and Thunder. You know, there was part of me that actually really wanted to put Rain Dance on the team. And then try to set up a Swampert. That could actually Mega Evolve and go for the move. But decided against it kind of last minute. But that, it would make the whole team synergize. I mean, I've definitely done runs in Hoenn where I've been like, we're going Swellow, we're going Manectric, we're going Swampert. Like, I was doing everything to get a Rain team. Okay, so what we need to do here for the next one. What's our best play? Glalie gonna want to go for Hail, right? That's gonna be what it goes for. I guess what I could do... Actually, everything on the team is Hail. This might honestly be another game where Mighty Anna just leads it because it can. But what I should do for this one... Blizzard's still gonna suck, though. Blizzard is still gonna suck. The other thing is that I probably could just... If I leaded with the Bishop and just straight up went for Flamethrower when we're Mega Evolved, do we start one-shotting everything? Because if we do, that's maybe the best play. But if the Hail goes up, we're in a lot of trouble. So I think we're going to do that. Although the pawn here does have Thick Fat, which is technically an option. But I think the Bishop's going to be our play here. So we'll see what Manectric can do as a lead. That way there, we've also kind of led with a different Pokemon every time, which has been kind of cool. So let's see what we can do with this. I don't think I need to change the team up specifically for this either. I think we're fine. So even giving us an ice path the rest of the way. Imagine you like slipped off and you couldn't like stop and they just like slid in. Alright, Glacia, let's go. So we do have to contend with Light Screen if we don't get this one-shot off. We also have to potentially contend with Hail, which sets up the 2 Frostlasses. But I think if we get this one-shot off, we definitely just knock out everything else except for the Wall Rain. And even the Wall Rain I don't think is a full problem, unless it goes for sheer cold and gets it. Okay. So Manectric comes out. We should outspeed this. If I Mega Evolve and Flamethrower, this should KO. This has to KO, actually. Okay. Get that Intimidate off. Although Inner Focus... Yeah, right, Inner Focus. The newer games, Inner Focus always throws me off. Okay, so one-shot this. Perfect. Okay. So because we get the one-shot here, we actually are now in a really good spot. We outspeed everything because Manectric drops up to like 130 speed or something like that. So Flamethrower here should just be fine to knock out everything. Nothing has items, so we should just clean 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of all of them. Frostlass. Flamethrower. Perfect. Alright, we're in a really good spot here now. We're in a very, very good spot here now. Okay, Wall Rain comes out first. We're full HP. I don't think there's a reason not to just Thunderbolt this. It probably doesn't. Oh my, the KOs as well. We one-shot everything. Oh boy. Glacia, you need to get good. Well, this one actually is Protect. Okay, so just stall out for a minute. That's fine. Okay, so we do knock out Glacia pretty easily. And then we have to go and fight Drake. Drake, though, is going to be a bit of a different conversation. We have to deal with Altaria, Flygon. Wait, why didn't that one-shot? We must have got the absolute minimum of low rolls. Crazy. And full restores on top of it. Okay. Okay. Bishop, get your one-shot now, please. Just misses it again. Unreal. Okay. In case you Protect, I Thunderbolt. I guess I should have maybe just Flamethrowered again. But, yeah, because I definitely need the Flamethrowers for Steven. So I can't just, like, free-for-all just get rid of all of them. There's another Protect. This thing is just going to stall you out and try to chip damage you with Hail? Are we for real? You're not getting in with this. Okay, goodbye. Okay, so Drake. Drake is gonna be a problem. And Drake is gonna be a problem for one reason. Dragon just resists too many typing. I don't actually have dragon moves on this team. And so I'm gonna need to figure out the best way around everything. 55 is the ace here, yeah? Okay. There's Natural Cure, but this Altaria is a special attacker. Okay, so if you're a special attacker, I think our best lead is actually Milotic. Right? It's probably Milotic. Yeah, it's gotta be Milotic. Okay, so Milotic's gonna be our lead here. I still don't think there's anything I need to change up on this team. So we lead Melodic. And we see what the queen can do. I also like how Drake's like another pirate, right? To kind of counter like Archie, there's like a good pirate and a bad pirate. Although this pirate is ready for absolute war. Alright, so let's see what Altaria can do. I think I'm probably fine to just stick... Like, Icy Rock extends Hail. It doesn't actually do... I could Metronome here, and then my Ice Beam gets stronger. The only problem with that is that if you just go to Kingdra... I don't really have another... I guess I'm not using water moves in this one, so maybe I just do go to Mystic Water. Yeah. I can boost super effective moves, or I can make Ice Beam stronger every turn. I think I prefer that, right? Salaman's gonna be a threat regardless, because it's gonna have Thunder Fang. But everything else... I think I'm also slower than everybody too, which is gonna be a challenge. Alright, Drake. I guess I could have stuck the black glasses on over Rocky Helmet, but I actually like Rocky Helmet against Salamence maybe. Because I can maybe prevent the Zen Headbutt, not that it would go for it, but... Alright, we'll see what we can do. Versus Drake. What a cool animation. Okay, so Altaria comes out. And I think here we're just Ice Beaming until we can't. Toxic. Okay, we one-shot this. Metronome starts going off. If you go to Salamence right here, at least I know that I'm knocking it out. But if you just go to Flygon, my Ice Beam's just getting stronger. And I'm outspeeding everything. Okay, so Flygon 2 is down. This makes Ice Beam... I don't know what the boost is off of 2. Salamence here is 3. Intimidate, I'm not worried. Imagine if we were competitive. Okay, Ice Beam here. Even if you Dragon Rush, this will probably hurt. Yeah, that does like half. But this Ice Beam just absolutely KOs. Yep. So there's one more Flygon and there's a... Okay, there's one more Flygon. I don't think this yeah, we Flygon. Okay, perfect. So all that's left is going to be a Kingdra. And I think Ice is neutral. And at the very worst case scenario, I am boosted with Ice Beam a bunch. So I think I have to just go for Ice Beam here. And yeah, with all the boost, a critical hit, and we sweep Drake. Perfect. Okay, so we're level 57 here. We actually got 2 levels off of this. But it's okay, because the champion is level 59. Anyways, so yeah, we're good here. We are good here. So Steven is all that's left between us and being crowned champion. So what we need to do is prep our team for this. Everything now revolves around Expert Belt. I think we're good with most of the items that we have, honestly. I'm definitely not using ice moves against this, though, so I can put the Mystic Water back onto the Queen. Oh, but Metronome and Surf would be maybe okay. But I think we're okay with this, because I might go for healing moves. I definitely won't be going for Toxic, though. Black Glasses over Rocky Helmet. I think almost the whole team is physical, right? So Rocky Helmet's actually better anyways. Okay. Okay. I think we're in a good spot. We haven't lost anybody. I have sacks if I really need it. I think Expert Belt on Spoink is probably better than Quick Claw at this point. And then I actually think that Grass Knot might be better than... Because now everything's all about just hitting... Everything now is all about hitting steel types. So now I don't think I'm going to need Shadow Ball. Yeah, I think I can get away without Shadow Ball. Maybe not, though. Actually, everything is pretty useful, but maybe I don't need Calm Mind. Okay, we'll ditch Calm Mind for Grass Knot. And then is there anything else that I can really take advantage of here? Actually, what am I not sorting these for? Okay. So, things that are good against things that Steven has. Bulldoze. No. Oh my no. Skarmory, I do have an answer for. Both people that can learn Earthquake have Earthquake. Fire moves. We do have that learned. Incinerate. Mightyena can learn Incinerate. I don't think it's worth it, but I could just put Light Screen Reflect on, couldn't I? There's another option. Overheat if I wanted a little bit more damage than Flamethrower. I think there's just too many things that have Sturdy to make it a little hard to want to use that. I could Power Up Punch on Swampert. Maybe I get rid of Ice Beam at this point. Yeah, I think that's the play there. And we just make sure that we have every option that we need. Ice Beam is gone. There are a few things that I can still Toxic, so I'm gonna leave Toxic in. Rain Dance, though. 3 things I can't Toxic, but 3 things I can. I think the only thing that I'm really gonna need to Toxic potentially is Cradilly. Maybe we do throw in Rain Dance. What do I want to throw it in on? Maybe I get rid... Okay, maybe I put it on a few things so that I have the option to be able to switch it in. I can't get rid of Surf at this point, so... Probably have to get rid of Flash. Flash goes. I probably need to keep Recover. I can probably ditch Taunt, though. Is there anything that I need to worry about with Taunt? Skarmory actually can be a bit of a problem. I think I can get rid of Taunt, though. I think we're fine. Get rid of Taunt. I'll get some options that I can put Mega Swampert in and just run through. Ariyama can learn it, ironically, which is kind of hilarious. I can't get rid of Strength, though, so I guess I really can't switch it out. I'm gonna want Bulk Up. Is there anything else? Milotic? Milotic. Recover's really strong, though. I probably don't need Ice Beam, though, so maybe we get rid of Ice Beam for this. And now we have 3 Rain Dance users that can A, set up for Milotic, and B, set up for, this. So I actually kind of like that. As far as our lead goes, though, I think it's gotta be that we go Manectric. I think it's gotta be Manectric. And we just have to deal with Sturdy. And then probably just deal with the fact that we have to deal with spikes. Unless I taunted a couple things. Can I put taunt on a few things? Only Spoink and Mighty Anna. I think Thunderwave is really valuable. Is there maybe... Okay, maybe I don't put Rain Dance on this. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, so I don't want that Skarmory doing weird things. So maybe what I have to do is I'm gonna lead with the Knight. It'll weaken Aerial Ace and Steel Wing. It won't be able to Toxic or Spikes, and then I can go into... Yeah, that's gotta be the way. Gotta be the way. Okay. So that's our game plan against Steven. We lead with Mighty Anna. We taunt to prevent spikes or toxic. And then the thing is that's a little scary though, is that like that Bayonet was faster. And if that's the case, I think Skarmory's faster than whatever Bayonet, right? And if that is the case, then we're gonna get outsped, and it's gonna go for that move anyway. Which would make the... Monetrically better. But at this point, I think we're in a cutscene and then go straight to the battle. Yep, let it begin. Alright. Steven Stone, Pokemon League champion. Alright, let's get it. Okay, sends out Skarmory. I really need this outspeed. I really need this outspeed. I would love it if you just Toxic me, but I don't. 6 Pokemon as well. Oh, we also didn't put the levels up. So we are under leveled against Steven. Okay, I got a taunt. Yeah, it outspeeds me. Okay. So because you outspeed me at this point, because you outspeed me, now I go to the Bishop. I think now is when I gotta play my moves here. We will get a little bit of damage from spikes. Does miss a Steel Wing. I think the strongest play is probably just to Thunderbolt this. Sturdy. Gets the paralysis, which is huge. Steel Wing. This should be resisted. No, just, yeah, not just resisted. Okay. So Thunderbolt here again. There's nothing else on this team that really I can Thunderbolt against, so I may as well do it now. Okay, Taunt's gone, but we're faster. We get rid of this. So all that got played is 1 level of spikes. Which, considering, is not bad. Aggron comes out immediately. Aggron has Earthquake. No questions asked. I don't have a ground immunity to this team. So I probably need to play off of the fact that is the Bishop really needed for anything else specifically? Kind of, because Flamethrower does well against Cradily and Armaldo and Metagrow. So it's a little bit too early to probably sack this for an Earthquake. The next question is, do I Mega Evolve this? No, because if I'm switching, then I'm not. Then it doesn't matter. Okay. So I could maybe sack Spoink if I needed to, get a free switch into Mightyena. Or I just go Mightyena right now. Rocky Helmet unfortunately will not make contact with Earthquake though. So I get the Intimidate drop, but I don't really get anything outside of it. Okay, we eat that Earthquake really, really well. This is just 4 attack aggron. It has so high defense stat though. What do I do here? Rock Smash is probably still the correct play. Actually, now that I've intimidated, maybe I can go to Hariyama and it's gonna be fine. I'm taking a little bit of chip damage for no real reason, but Iron Tail we resist this, right? And then if I bulk up, I get a free bulk up, which is really nice. I get a second bulk up, which is really nice. I probably need to start just attacking this now. Arm thrust here. Earthquake is ×4 effective, but Arm Thrust can break through sturdy if I get a high roll on things. And of course I only land 2. Okay, Arm Thrust again. I gotta break through a sturdy if I need to. Hariyama down, lowers defenses. The real question here is, this is probably a Claydol right away, right? Yeah, this is Claydol. I think Claydol puts me in a position that I have to go for the Knight right away. Because I would rather eat an extra sensory than have to deal with Reflector Light Screen. And it should see the KO. Goes for Reflect. Okay. So that sucks. That really sucks. I'm gonna taunt here. It actually outspeeds me regardless. Outspeeds me, gets a crit, and Mightyena is down. Okay. So with Mightyena down... With Mightyena down, I need to go to the Queen here. I'd probably just surf. Just knocked out. Okay, cool. So this probably brings in Cradilly, like almost as a lock. Yep. I shouldn't be scared of Giga Drain. I'm gonna Toxic here. And that way there at least put the chip on it. Yeah, Giga Drain will bring me down to like half. And you took no damage anyways, but Toxic I can start slowly whittling you down on. If you're gonna keep going for Giga Drain though, I have nothing that resists. So it's actually probably Spoink that I go out here to. And although Spoink can't do much, Spoink can't do very much, but it is the safest thing to go out into in this situation. Okay, Confuse Ray. We're just gonna have to accept this. If Spoink goes down here, Spoink goes down. The only things left on the team are Armaldo and Metagross. And although I have Shadow Ball for one of them, it isn't really worth it. So let's just go for Psychic here. Okay, we hit ourselves with Confusion, which kind of sucks. Giga Drain here. Only brings me down to half. So if you're not healing a lot because Spoink doesn't have a lot of HP, I can maybe stall this out enough. I don't have to do miracle work. I just need a little bit of chip. That's a little bit of chip. Okay, so Spoink is going to go down to 31 HP. Not let Cradilla get too big. And if I can break through this again, there's actually a world where Spoink knocks this out. Snaps out of confusion, goes for Psychic. Just misses the KO, but only has 31 HP, which means that Cradilly will go down to poison. So Spoink does go down. Unfortunately, was an MVP this entire run. But it took the Cradilly down with it. And with that, that's really the last line of defense that this really has. From here, I think I have to go Hariyama. Hariyama is the most expendable of the next bunch because then Headbutt on Metagross is just too strong for this. So I'm willing to take a KO here. Arm Thrust is probably better, but it's probably neutral. Does Bug also resist ground randomly? Is that a thing? I think I just Arm Thrust though. Actually, it outspeeds me. Oh, Hariyama, you're so slow. Okay, so Hariyama goes down. Okay. I think Milotic's to play, right? Milotic's to play here. Surf. I would love to get the rain up, but I don't think I can. Actually, if I recover, what does recover do? Recover's gonna bring me up. I need to see how much an X Scissor does. X Scissor. Okay, that does less. I'm gonna Rain Dance here. Set up a Swampert in the rain. This also potentially KOs. Surf. You can't get crit, but you can get hit with a Surf in the rain. And that KOs, which puts Metagross out. This puts Metagross out. Now, I assume this outspeed. But I'm gonna Surf anyways and get a little bit of chip. You know what though? The first turn with a Mega Evolving though, you don't get the speed boost. Yep, so Milotic actually outspeeds this turn. In the rain, that does a lot. Giga Impact. Okay, so that knocks out the Queen. Okay, so the Queen is knocked out. But I do get to bring in the King. And now we get to go Mega Evolution. V Mega Evolution. Mega Evolve. Earthquake. And we get the boost from Swift Swim, which should double our speed and knock out this Metagross for the W. And that must recharge anyways, didn't even matter. Earthquake, smash the ground, and checkmate Steven. Let's go. Okay, so we ended up winning this thing with just Manectric and Swampert at the end of it. The Bishop and the King make it through. The two Pokemon that were capable of Mega Evolution. We couldn't have done it without the Queen sacrifice, setting up the rain. This was a really good run. This was a really good run. We had the team to beat this. Mighty Anna did way more work than I ever thought it was going to. Spoink was a legend this entire run. You know, like, Hariyama was just so steady the entire game, right? Just this big, bulky HP Pokemon that could sit there and attack pretty hard. We couldn't even use the good moves. Like, we didn't have close combat on this set. we didn't have heavy slam on this set. It literally was just arm thrust and bulk up. And Hariyama was still a legend for most of this game. And I love that even though they got knocked out, they will be in the Hall of Fame. Spoink goes down as one of the best pawns we've ever had throughout the entire series of all of them. You know, we ended up with some series where like we had legendary Pokemon as pawns. I like this rule change that we made to have that it had to be something that could evolve. I think it made it a lot more interesting and compelling. The only pawns that really did any work for us whatsoever were Spoink and Oddish. Zigzagoon did a little bit in the beginning, but we didn't have any other pawns at that point. But Spoink was just so good throughout. But yeah, I mean, this team was really, really strong. You know, I didn't really know what to expect with the Queen rule, having to be the same egg group. But I like that rule. I do like it. And it made it a little bit more interesting having 2 water types in the team. Like, there was a very obvious grass weakness on this team that I kind of had to work around, and I kind of like that. This region didn't really have a grass type gym leader, but you know, I liked the idea of that. But yeah, we're champions. We are champions of this region, and we're not going to do the Delta episode, even though, you know, we could, but I'm not going to do the Delta episode. What we're going to do is we are going to wrap up this series right here. I'm actually going to be away for a week, so don't expect another video out probably until after Easter. And then after Easter, we'll be starting up our new series. I'm going to leave it a surprise as to which one. I'm going to leave it a little bit of surprise, but it will be another Chesslocke. We will be going at it. We only have a few regions that we haven't accomplished yet in this game, so for this particular Nuzlocke, so it's gonna be one of them, but that's just as far as a little bit of a teaser I'm gonna give you. So with that, we're gonna get out of here. So thanks everyone for watching. Click like if you liked the video, subscribe if you really liked it, and we'll see you guys